DreAllDay.com.
What we're going to talk about today is about conditioning for confidence, and I'll just use since my background is as a pro athlete, I played basketball overseas. I'm going to use a basketball analogy to explain this, because sometimes people ask me, Dre, how do you get conditioned to play basketball? What's up, Kat Mara? How you feeling? How do you get conditioned to play basketball? So here's the thing. Is they think that conditioning in basketball means that you never get tired. So when you're playing in the game, conditioning, most people think that means you can run up and down the court over and over and over again, play offense, play defense, shoot a three-pointer, dunk the ball, go block somebody's shot, do the fast break, get back on defense, and just keep doing it over and over and over again without getting tired. They think that's what conditioning means, but that's actually incorrect. That's not what conditioning means. What conditioning means for an athlete in any sport, whether if it's you like to run 5 miles every day, you play football, you play basketball, you're doing suicides, that's not what conditioning is. This is what conditioning means. Conditioning means, first let me tell you what it doesn't mean. It doesn't mean that you don't get tired. Every person gets tired. Human being sprints 10 times in a row back and forth on a 94-foot basketball court. Your lungs are going to start burning a little bit. Your heart's going to start beating faster. Your body's going to say, all right, we're doing something that we ain't usually doing all day. All right, your body is going to feel that fatigue. That's going to happen as a guarantee. I don't care how good of a shape you're in or not in. Conditioning means, ladies and gentlemen, it means how quickly you can go from the moment of feeling fatigue to the moment that you keep going anyway. That's what conditioning means. Conditioning means you get to a point where you're tired. Let's say we're still going with the sports analogy. You're tired. You've been running and sprinting back and forth, jumping, whatever it is you're doing, CrossFit, whatever kind of workout you like to do. You've been doing it over and over and over again. You get tired. A well-conditioned person will be able to start sprinting again faster than an unconditioned person will be able to start sprinting. So, for example, if I'm in really good shape, and let's say my friend Mike, me and him are working out together in the gym, I'm in really good shape. My conditioning is at a high level, and we both do 10 wind sprints up and down a basketball court or a football field or laps on a swimming pool. At the end of those 10 wind sprints, Mike's going to be a little bit fatigued. I'm going to be a little bit fatigued. But the difference between me and Mike, me being in shape, is this. After about 20 seconds of standing there and kind of catching my wind, I'll be able to do some more sprints. Mike might need 20 minutes of catching his wind before he's able to do sprints again. So everybody understand the analogy I'm using when it comes to conditioning. So conditioning does not mean you don't get tired. What does all this have to do with confidence? What does it have to do with belief? What does it have to do with creating that bulletproof mindset that I write about in detail in my book, The Mirror of Motivation? This is what it has to do with it. Because some people come to me and they say, Dre, how do you get that mental energy where you feel like so confident and so bold and so you have such a high level of belief every single day? How did you create that? How did you get that mindset? And what can somebody else do to create that mindset where they never feel down, they never question themselves, they never feel like they can't believe in themselves, their confidence is never low? How do you do it? And a lot of people think that it means that they think that it means what I just described, that you never feel low, nothing ever bad happens to you, you never see a negative situation in any way, shape, or form, and you just had this strong mindset 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. I'm here to let you know that that's not actually true. I'm going to tell you what the actual truth is. The truth is, just like we did with that basketball analogy or that athlete analogy of getting your conditioning right, being that you can get right back to where you want to go, right back to the level you want to be at immediately. You can do it faster when you're in shape. It's the same thing with your mentality. When it comes to your level of confidence, your level of belief in yourself, and your ability to have the vision to see your success, it doesn't mean it's always like that all day. It just means when something happens to you, you have maybe a negative minute, something happens that doesn't go the way that you wanted to go, you get some bad news, or some situation doesn't work out the right way. A person who has that bulletproof mindset is not somebody who they don't notice that, they don't recognize that, or they don't get maybe upset or pissed off or annoyed for a moment. It's just how quickly they can go right back to the confident, positive, bulletproof mindset as compared to the average person who has up moments and down moments, good days, good months, bad months, good years, bad years. Everybody understand what I just said? Does everyone understand what I just explained there? Please let me know. Let me know by tapping the screen with the hearts. Please tap the screen with the hearts, because we on a push to 1 million right now. Now I'm on a push to 1 million hearts here on Periscope. And you can also let me know from the comments what's going on. I can't see your name, whoever that is in the comments. Well, what's up? Say you didn't get it because you just came in. Well, you can watch the replay, but I'm going to kind of reiterate what I just said. The bulletproof mindset, ladies and gentlemen, that bulletproof level of confidence, that level of confidence that can't be shaken, it doesn't mean that you never have a moment where things aren't going right. It doesn't mean you never have a situation that doesn't go your way. It doesn't mean that you never have a setback or a minute where you're feeling angry, upset, pissed off, lethargic. All it means is that you are conditioned. You are conditioned to get right back to where you want it to be as soon as you recognize that you dropped out of it. So let's just say, for example, somebody has a super high level of confidence. Let's say somebody who's really, really confident. They're always confident. They always feel great. They never seem to question themselves. Their belief level always seems so high, and you're looking at them like, damn, how do they stay like that all the time? This is what you got to understand about those type of people. Yes, we get in situations where something doesn't go the way we expected it to. Yes, sometimes we project our confidence out ahead of ourselves and it still doesn't go right. We still don't make that sale. You still don't get that girl's phone number. You still don't get that business deal to go through. You still don't get booked to do that speaking engagement. You still don't sell as many copies of your online product that you thought you were going to sell. That happens to me just like it happens to you, just like it happens to Tony Robbins, just like it happens to Eric Thomas, just like it happens to Stephen Curry or LeBron James, Russell Simmons, Puff Daddy, whoever you want to name. It happens to everybody. The difference between the people who are super conditioned to be confident, to have belief in themselves, and the people who are not conditioned for it is that a Russell Simmons or a Puff Daddy or a Eric Thomas, they'll have that moment happen and it'll last for 30 seconds and then they right back to feeling confident, a super level of belief, 100% certainty in themselves. It only takes them about 30 seconds. Whereas somebody who doesn't have a high level of conditioning, it might take them 30 minutes to get back to it. They might have 30 minutes of negativity. They might have 30 days of negativity. They might have 30 weeks of that negativity just because of one bad thing that happened. How many of you know somebody in your lives, or maybe you yourself, they had one bad thing happen, maybe one setback that wasn't even that terrible, one thing that didn't go their way, but 6 months later, you see them and they still upset about that one thing. Any of you know somebody like that? Maybe know somebody like that really well? Wink, wink. They had one bad thing happen to them, one thing go wrong, and 3 months go by, 6 months go by, a year goes by, and they still talking about that one thing that happened. They still upset about that one thing. They still letting that one setback dominate their mentality. They're letting that one thing dominate their lives, and they're using it as a crutch, or in other words, using it as an excuse for their lack of activity, their lack of moving forward, their lack of confidence now because that one thing that happened 6 months ago. How many, all of you know somebody like that? Okay, exactly. You know exactly what I mean. Those people lack conditioning when it comes to their confidence, when it comes to their belief, when it comes to their level of certainty. So if you want to get to that higher level of certainty, it doesn't mean that you're going to completely erase most of those situations. The question is, how do you get conditioned well? Well, that's exactly what I'm about to say, Harry. You took the words right out of my mouth. What you do is understand. The first thing is you have to be able to understand and identify what you're going for. You got to be clear on what you want in order to get it. So the first thing you got to understand is that it doesn't mean that you will never have setbacks, that you will never have bad days, that you will never, not even bad days, that's not the right thing to say, that you will never have things not go the way you want them to, that you will never get annoyed, that you'll never get upset or angry. It happens to everybody. What it does mean is that once those things happen to you, this is where the conditioning comes in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the crux of it right here. You recognize, you identify that negative energy. You identify those negative thoughts, and you immediately remind yourself, hey, it's time to go right back to where I was at. It's time to go back. We're not staying in this space. I identify that feeling. I identify being annoyed. I identify being upset. But guess what? That's not going to get me to where I want to go in life. It's not going to get me where I want to go in this conversation. It's not going to get me to where I want to go in this business. It's not going to get me to where I want to go mentally as far as my conditioning. So let's cancel that out and go right back to where we were at before. So somebody might be listening, well, Dre, is it really that simple? And the answer is yes, it is really that simple. That's all there is to it. Because this is what happens. Let me tell you what happens to most people and why they can't do what I just described so simply. This is what happens to most people. They have a setback. They get annoyed. They get upset. They get angry. They get sad. They get depressed about something that happened. Now, let's say the first 30 seconds goes by. Because in the first 30 seconds, you got an opportunity to either go the conditioned way, where you go right back to the positive, or you got the opportunity to go the non-conditioned way, where you just stay there. What happens is this. We all know that everything you put out there mentally, it recreates itself. So because your mind is like an assistant, it's like your personal assistant, and it does exactly what you tell it to do all the time. It doesn't get tired, it doesn't miss a day, it doesn't get sick, it doesn't miss work. It always does exactly what you tell it. So if you have a negative thought, you get upset, you get angry, you get annoyed, you get pissed off, you get depressed, you get sad. As soon as you start thinking those thoughts, you know what your mind does? It goes off what you've already conditioned it to do. And if you've been conditioning your mind to take one negative thought and then create another negative thought and another negative thought, or you ask the question of your mind, because all our thinking is a series of question and answers that we do all day, and you tell your mind, hey, give me a reason to feel even more angry about this conversation I had. Give me a reason to feel even more upset about this fact that I didn't make the basketball team. Give me a reason to feel even more annoyed at my boyfriend or girlfriend or my husband or my wife because something that they did again after I keep telling them not to do that thing. Give me a reason to feel that way. Your mind, your personal assistant that does exactly what you tell it, will immediately do exactly what you told it to do. It never misses a job. It never misses work. It is always on point, on alert, and ready to do exactly what you tell it. So when you tell your mind, if you condition your mind to stack negative thoughts on top of each other, that's exactly what it's going to do. So the only way that you fix that conditioning is to start telling your mind, now I've identified that thought. There got to be a conscious thing. You got to be thinking about this, ladies and gentlemen. It's not something that just happens. You got to be thinking about it consciously. Tell your mind, all right, I identify that negative energy. Let's push that out to the side and go right back to the positive. If you are able to do this for 90 days in a row, it will become part of your lifestyle. It will become part of you as a person. And people will see you and talk to you and be like, damn, Mike, you've changed as a person. Like, damn, Anna, you changed as a person. You're just different from how you were before. What is it? What'd you do? Did you go to a course? Did you get a life coach? Did you read a book? What is it? It's something different about you. And I can't put my finger exactly on what it is, Dre, but it's something. What is that you did? People will be able to notice this because your energy, the way that you feel mentally, it projects out from you. Have any of you ever felt like super negative about a situation and somebody sees you and you didn't even say nothing and they're like, what's wrong? And you didn't even say nothing, what happened? They have no idea, no reason to know what happened, but they just seem to know. That's because your energy projects in front of you. Your energy precedes you just like your reputation does. Have you ever had a day where you felt great? You felt just completely energized and everything was going perfect in your mind, and you just got this great flow of positive energy, and all of a sudden everybody's smiling at you, everybody's saying hi to you, everybody just seems happy around you. You think that's a coincidence? Ladies and gentlemen, that's not a coincidence at all. When you project out a certain energy, it comes back to you. That's the law of magnetism. Is the law of attraction in action. I know many of you have heard of The Secret. That's the law of attraction in action. The law of attraction in action. I might write a blog post about that. I like that phrase. Don't nobody steal that. I'm going to copyright that. The law of attraction in action. Whatever energy you're feeling right now, it will project out in front of you, and you will start to attract people who feel the same way. And what you also can do is affect people. You can influence people to feel the way that you're feeling once you have that mental conditioning going. Once you put that energy out there, somebody else, if your energy is stronger than theirs, no matter what theirs is, they'll start feeling the way that you feel because your energy is influencing theirs. Hopefully everybody understood that. So this stream we're going to wrap up. I need some water. My name is DreAllDay. Follow me on Twitter, DreAllDay. Instagram is Dre Baldwin. Facebook /Work on Your Game. Snapchat, DreAllDay. My website is DreAllDay.com. This video will be on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/DreUPT. Follow me on Periscope if you are watching me right now for the first time. Work on your game, everybody. DreAllDay.com. This video, I'm sure you were entertained. Make sure to stay connected with me on all your favorite social networks. Twitter and Periscope at DreAllDay. Instagram, Dre Baldwin. Facebook /Work on Your Game. You can bookmark my YouTube channel by subscribing, of course. And the website is Work on Your Game. That's .me. WorkOnYourGA.me. And of course, my homepage is my website, DreAllDay.com, so you can know exactly what I'm doing, exactly when I'm doing it, and how you might be able to be involved. Work on your game.